Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech, and I've got the YU Yuphoria with me here. So in this video, let's go ahead talk about how this camera performs. So let's get started. So this is the camera interface on the YU Yuphoria. This is the stock Cyanogenmod camera. So let's start with the settings key over here. Basically, you just tap shoot, that's it. Let's check out the settings key. Let's see what settings are there first. So first off, you have the size, the picture size. It's all 4:3 ratios. If you want to shoot 16:9, you've got to come down to 2.1 megapixel. And since this is a 16:9 screen, if you want to see exactly what you're capturing, you go to viewfinder, select letterbox, and that will give you a 4:3 representation of the field of view. So then you've got quality settings, zero shutter lag, face detection, touch focus duration, 5 seconds is the fastest, and focus mode, continuous auto, infinity, macro, ISO options, I leave it at auto usually, and exposure and anti-banding settings. Under video, we've got 1080p video. 1080p video on the Yuphoria is pretty good, as you guys can see. There's ample levels of detail, the colors are natural, it doesn't keep switching in and out of focus a lot. So that's pretty good. And if you decide to actually go down to 720p, you also get slow motion enabled. So you get an option of shooting at 60 FPS slow motion. So that's pretty good. If you want super slow motion, you go down to 480p, you get a 90 FPS option, but that really isn't usable, is it? Not great quality, but then again the feature is there for what it's worth. You've got time-lapse options, video codecs to choose between, and audio codecs as well. Then we've got the general options. The power shutter basically lets you shoot with the power button. Volume zoom lets you use the volume keys to zoom in. Left-handed mode pushes the settings to the left side of the display. A bright screen, I leave it on usually. Say you're in a low light setting, and with auto brightness on, your phone will be at very low brightness levels. So you turn on the camera app and the brightness gets to full. So that's pretty useful, and then you can restore to defaults from here. So just to show you, that's the power shutter, and this is the volume keys for zoom. Okay, zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so now if you want some filters, you just swipe from the top, you get filters. So that seems decent, and swipe from the bottom and you get to HDR mode. It does do a decent job of not letting the highlights blow out and bringing some detail in the darker areas of the scene. So that's pretty good, especially given the price of the phone. It's a decent implementation. And then we've got the action mode. So this is basically to capture fast moving objects. With the Yuphoria, you do see that there is still some motion blur, but then again, taking into account again the price of the device, it does seem to deliver decent results. And yeah, you also have a panorama option. Well, not the greatest of details, it does shoot decent panoramas, and the stitching is also pretty good. So again, marks to you here. So now switching over to the front camera. Again, we've got the same settings here, 5 megapixel for 4:3. You want 16:9, you have to go down to 2.1 megapixels. And again, it's the same settings all over again. So for video, you can shoot 1080p video, again slow motion and so on. So guys, this is being shot with the front camera on the YU Yuphoria. The quality is good as long as the camera is stationary. The audio is also coming out of the internal mic, and that's again pretty good. But the moment there's some movement, you can see frame rate issues. It's not really the best experience, but once you switch to 720p, we don't have these frame rate issues. Now I'm moving around and you see it's a lot better. So that's the front camera there. So pictures shot with this front camera are also pretty good. There's a lot of detail. It's a stellar front-facing camera here. And again, we've got filters. So that's pretty much it for this interface. So let's now go ahead and check out some sample shots. As you can see, the color reproduction is pretty spot on. There's a lot of detail in the pictures. It handles exposure and white balance pretty well. The shutter speed is quite fast as well. So overall, I am liking the camera on the Yuphoria a lot. It feels good. It manages to deliver decent results. And even when you zoom in a little bit, you can still find a lot of detail in the shots. Under low light though, the performance does deteriorate. And again, that is to be expected in a camera on a smartphone, not just in this price range. Most cameras on smartphones don't perform very well under low light. Flash does help save some shots. So that's pretty much it for this quick little camera review of the YU Yuphoria. We'll talk more about this camera in the full review pretty soon, so make sure you stay subscribed for that, I guess. So that's it for this video. If you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, vote it down. Do let me know what you didn't like, so that I can work on it and hopefully put out a better video the next time. So I guess that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4E Tech, signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye now.